right, we are good to go.
So today is the May 24th Outreach working group. Go ahead, take it away, sir.
Okay. Hello, everyone. There's a new feature that I came across on Zoom right now. As soon as the recording started, it asked a permission from us whether you consent to get recorded into this session or not.
I'll have to check it out.
I guess due to we are not putting much content on the LinkedIn, the traction, the impressions, visitors, and the followers has bit reduced into what we saw last time. So I guess we need to check on how can we put content onto this Ortelius one. Oh, so that is one thing which I wanted to talk about. We have a lot of content from the Ortelius piece.
That's weird. When was the last post for that? 3 months ago? Well, that's really weird because I post every day through Hootsuite.
Is it the page or the group? Because I know we had that problem at one point.
It is the page.
Huh. Well, let me look right now. Let me bring up Hootsuite and see what's happening. So our LinkedIn page should have the same amount of activity as our...
No. 3 months was, this is the tag page. So this is a pin post, basically. That's why you're seeing the top.
Why am I not logged in? This is the Ortelius LinkedIn page, right?
Yes. What I'm saying is the 3 months one is the pin post. You pin
okay.
this.
So when was it before then? What was the last post?
The 2 days.
2 days ago. Okay. All right. Okay. So let me quickly share my calendar. Let me share my screen for a second. I'm not sure. So I'm just looking here for today. Yeah, this week I don't have well, that's Deploy Hub. I got to do both. Here was the calendar for last week, but that's all LinkedIn. I mean, that's all Twitter. Here's this one. So I'm doing at least one a day. The 19th I did 3, and then the 20th I did several because I did one for each. If we go back from there, I did 3 into 2 a day. Didn't do anything on that one Friday. So how many do you think how many should I be doing?
No, not from your side. I think what we need to see as a team, as a community is how can we, invite people to be part of this? Maybe then the traction would increase. It's not just about posting. It is about how many people are coming to this platform also.
Right. Okay.
Right. So right now what we have is we have a limited set of people who are part of this page at the moment.
Right.
But for example, we need to increase our followers also.
You're right. We definitely do. We have to get our followers up because it'd be nice if we could get to 600 and we could use some other features of some of these platforms. But LinkedIn definitely should. We need to get more followers. You have a thought on how we could do that other than just?
So a very simple thing. What each of us can do is that whatever pages we have, we can invite people within our community of LinkedIn, let's say, to follow that page.
Okay.
So at least we can do it as an individual basis also.
So you want to send out an email to the group from yourself suggesting?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to look to see if there is a Discord bot that we can enable that will remind people to go ahead and interact with LinkedIn when we post something.
That's a good idea.
So kind of like, you know, like when we do, when we post to YouTube, we have a bot that says, here's the recording in case you missed it.
Yep.
I'm looking now to see if there's a bot. I may have to reach out to Karam on this to see if he knows of anything.
So the bot would just say, hey, follow us on LinkedIn if you haven't. Kind of.
Yeah, there's a new post happened on LinkedIn. Please like it or follow it.
Yeah.
It's not going to get us any more new people, but what it'll do is the people that we know about, it'll remind them to go ahead and touch the LinkedIn pages. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it'll solve part of the problem, but not everything.
What I ensure is that anyone who tags Ortelius in their post, I revert back through the Ortelius admin by liking what they have commented, by commenting to on top of their comment. So, for example,
Oh, so they reply and then you like their reply.
yes, not just replying only also, but you know, commenting, liking their page. So it is a both-way communication that happens.
And I could start doing that through Hootsuite as well. I try to have Ortelius like as much as possible out there. You know, because I can go to TweetDeck, so I can grow Twitter that way, but it's harder for me to do it through LinkedIn.
Yeah, that API set is so limited now.
Okay, so the only point is, you know, it can't be done by one person. How active he or she could be, it is everyone that needs to be done.
So we just need to put the word out that we're looking for somebody to focus on. And I can give them access. They have Hootsuite. I could give them access to the Hootsuite account for Ortelius as well, so they could post things.
So, for example, when Sergio received his badge, what I did was through the Ortelius account, commenting and appreciating their contribution, liking them. It's like a both way of.
Yeah, I think we just get the general community that we have now. Here's I have 6 people who requested to join. You know what? It looks like 2. One of the problems is that it doesn't look like, oh, this is for the group. So we've had people asking, we don't have anybody managing the group.
I think let's archive that, or let's put it so that it doesn't add confusion to anyone who is following Ortelius.
Should we get rid of the group, do we think?
Maybe archive at the moment, or probably disable it if there's a feature to it.
Okay. And just have the company and me. All right. Okay. I will look to see if I can disable it in some way.
All right. I don't, there's no much people, but what I want to share is, Tracy, we had a conversation is, reminder to all that now we are trying to onboard our podcast or start our podcast on the Buzzsprout account. And I hope everyone has heard it. Now, what we're doing is, Atul, Aditi, Baka, and other folks is, so the first thing that we want to do is, we want to create a structure to the podcast. So, for example, what I'm showing you is just sample and not, please don't take it as a podcast for the sequences. This is what I did for a different community, which is say a DevOps community. So we created this categories and subcategories. I repeat, we created categories and subcategories. And then what we said is, let's have a, okay, for the time being, let's see, take it as a podcast. So let's have a podcast on any category and a subcategory in which people are comfortable to have. So what we aim through this community right now over the call is, right now we have Karam, Sergio, and one more folk who create this category and subcategories for the microservices or for the Ortelius to be more a wider one. So if you have any ideas that what could be the other possible categories and subcategories, reach out to me. We are creating this, and what we'll do is, what is the end goal of it? That we create a document form in which people, if they wish to talk, whether they are part of the community or outside the community, they need to choose a category and subcategory. What will happen is we will have a good database of podcasts with as many topics as wish to. And the other bigger advantage is the speakers will have more visibility on what sort of topics they are expecting them to speak. I don't want to have this a one-way communication, but did you guys got it? You know, what are we trying to aim for? Atul, Aditi, James.
I guess I understood what you're trying to say. It should be a two-way communication for basically trying to indulge into the conversation so that people can also take interest in it.
Cool. So, Atul, James, I assume that you are also clear with it. So, if you think that you can help out, and you don't need much time, you can just drop an email also. You don't need to invest further time. Just drop me an email stating that, so that this is, or what I'll do is I'll create a card for this. Just drop a comment in the card that this could be the possible categories and subcategories. Not just assuming microservices, but for the larger benefit of the Ortelius.
We could just create a Google Doc too, so people can read through it and make comments on it.
Yes, I'll do that.
I have been thinking about some areas, so I'll add some suggested categories.
So are we going to use Trello or a Google Doc for the category list?
What we'll do is we'll use Trello. In Trello, we will maintain this doc. So
Okay.
Trello for the card maintenance and documentation will do Google Doc. So we'll put that Google Doc link in that given card.
All right.
Okay. I think that's it from my side, Tracy and Steve.
Okay. So we have a smaller group than we usually do for this meeting, but I want to tell everybody, hey, great job. Last week we had 92 visitors or viewers for the for at least some portion. I can't tell how much they sat through, but we had 92 unique people hit the Twitch channel while we were doing that, which is pretty cool. In terms of follow-up, I did create I created a blog. So if you go to, let me share my screen again. So here is the blog. It's got, had a typo. It should be fixed. Here's the blog, and it's got everybody's, it's got the beer and donuts recorded and posted, and it's got everybody's sessions posted. So this would be a good thing to share around. And it is the same link as we were tracking before. It's just been updated with the new information. So I did push this out to the CDF so that they can also include it in their blogs. But if you if you're doing blogging yourself, here is the summary page. Now everything's out on Twitch, but it won't be. It's not permanent. Twitch is only going to hold it out there for like 14 days. So I would hesitate to put any links to Twitch because they will end up being broke, and instead just put a link to the sessions. That would be my suggestion. And I will. I haven't sat down and set up the blog posts for this, or for all the social networking posts for this next 2 weeks, but I will be sure and put, I'll be pushing this out through Ortelius, Deploy Hub, and my own account and Steve's account over the course of the next 6 weeks, this particular link, so we can get as much traffic to it as possible. And in terms of kind of the next things that we're working on, Siddharth did cover the podcast, which I think will be fun. That'll be a fun project to work on. I am, now that we're past the May 20th event, I'm going to start working on pulling the training material together. So we're going to be looking for a team of ambassador types to start really embracing the training and working with Siddharth on getting the training into a point that we can pull it together. And what we might do with the training is we might have us all do a particular topic and start doing video content around the training. And remember, we are going to do another event. We'll do an end of the year event in December. So even though we just got done with one, we should start thinking about December. And we may want to have a track on training in December. Just a thought. Maybe we do one day, we do a half day of sessions like we did, and then we do a half day of training. And what my thought is on that is that we'll give those of you who want to do training, it will give you some experience in having to do a video about the training. And that's always a really good way to teach, is to actually do it. And there's so many topics. We could break out the day of the half day of training into different segments. How to do it, how to, I mean, we already have some really good stuff, but in the basics, but there's plenty that we need to cover. And the reason why I bring it up now is because that will take us a little time. I'm assuming this is at least a 3-month effort to really pull the training together and get some videos together. So we should be well into it by September. And I know that this is May, but summer's going to fly by, and we've all been kind of trapped in our houses, and some of us are finally getting out. So I'm not sure how much we'll get in terms of volunteer efforts and training around the summer months, but so we could just start thinking about it now.
Yeah, we have an issue open on training, and there is a suggestion to look at a training platform. Basically, it's kind of like a step-by-step tutorial. I think it's the one that Tecton's using.
That would be actually might be an easier way to do it. Siddharth, do you have any experience with those kind of platforms?
Can you share it, Steve?
That's what I'm looking for. Give me 1 second. I can't find it right yet, what the platform was, but I know, let me go to Tecton. Let me share my screen.
I don't see any of the. Well, why don't Siddharth, why don't you create a card for training that says we explore platforms, so we don't lose this particular topic. Because if we can come up with a platform to build the training around that is somewhat affordable, I think it would be a good way to learn for all of us, and probably be a cleaner program.
Sorry, I couldn't remember what their website address was. I thought they had.
Yeah, I looked. I didn't see.
Oh, there it is. Get started with interactive tutorials.
Oh. Can we tell who it's hosted by?
Yeah, it looks like Katoda.
Kadakota? Kadakota? Okay, well, we'll take a look at Kadakota and see what it looks like. Well, let's at least have a card out there so we know that that's what we have to. I mean, it took us about, I don't know, took us about 6 weeks to figure out what badging platform to use. So I'm guessing it's going to take us longer to figure out if we're going to have somebody host the training, who we would use. I think it's a great idea. It would be a nice way to centralize it for the entire team who's
Well,
working on it.
I think if we pick a training platform, I think it'll be more cohesive, and we can plug and play easier into the platform is my
Yep.
thought.
I think you're right.
We've tried YouTube videos in the past, but I think they're just too standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't load, so I gotta.
Okay. I will take a look at it. We have 5 more minutes, and then I have another call. Aditi and I have a call. Anything else that we should be thinking about? Podcast and training are the 2 efforts now for us for the course of the next few months.
Oh, I did figure out a way for the May 20th summit to. There's a third-party product called Flickr that allows cloud edit that video. So we can probably shrink it down to 2 hours and post it on YouTube if we want. We'll cut out the breaks.
Yeah.
Or do a short snippet of the break, maybe a couple minutes, and then go right into the next one. So if you're interested, we can do that. Supposedly it'll take a 4 or 5 hour Twitch feed and render it in a couple minutes.
I am not making that a priority, but if anybody wants to take that on, it is out there to do. Just reach out to Steve and he'll be sure and get you set up.
I'm just wondering if we should do that, or if we just need to take a pass on that. Either way.
I think if somebody wants to learn Flickr and wants to do it, it's totally cool with me. I'm just not going to put it on my list of priorities to get done, since we already have it all out on YouTube, and I have the blog set up.
Okay. Well, if somebody's interested, reach out to me. We have probably another 7 days of the video being available.
We can download it and just so we have it as a.
I went to download it, and it's 6 gig.
Yeah.
That's why the cloud editing will. The way Flickr works, you can point to Zoom or you can point to like Twitch, and you can edit right there on the cloud. So it only takes a couple minutes instead of hours to move files around.
Well, I'll post something out on Discord as well if anybody wants to do that edit and save it. We have about a week to get it done.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. That's the only thing I had.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.